And Reynaldo.
Okay, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang gabi sa ating lahat, mga kapatid na mga Pilipino sa buong sa buong mundo. At ngayon ay August 22, 2025 at magpapasimula muli tayo ng ating pag-aaral sa The Way to Live. Tayo ay nasa page 246, stanza 356. At bago tayo magsimula ay usalin muna natin ang ikapitong makadiwang pagtuturo sa panalangin ni Nicodemion in Tagalog. Sa pamamagitan ng kalakasan ng aking kamalayan, sa aking katalinuhan at sa aking pangangatwiran, ginagamit ko ng buong lakas ang aking kaalaman, kapantasan, sa aking kakayahan, sa aking pag-ibig at katotohanan. Tanging ang kalakasan ko lamang ang lumaganap sa akin, gayunpaman walang ibang lakas. Palagi ang sanang maging mulat ako sa aking sariling mga kaisipan at damdamin at inilalahad ko't ginagamit ang aking kaalaman, aking karunungan at ang aking kakayanan. At dito ko aakayin ang lahat sa totoong pag-ibig, kalayaan, pagkakaisa at sa kapayapaan mula sa aking sarili. Ang kapangyarihan ng aking kamalayan ay hindi lingid sa akin, kaya ginagamit ko ito sa aking sariling kagalingan para sa aking mga kaisipan at damdamin, ang aking kalooban, gayon din sa aking pangangatawan. Sa araw-araw ay ilahad sa akin ang paggamit ng lakas ng kamalayan upang ito ay patuloy na gumana sa akin at hayaan akong harapin ang mga bagay na hindi ko pa natututunan kung saan pinangangalagaan ko ang aking karunungan at ang aking kapantasan sa pagmamahal, pagsalat para sa iba, pati na rin sa pag-unawa at katwiran. Sa pamagitan ng kalakasan ng aking kamalayan, kinikilala ko ang aking mga pagkakamali at nalulutas ito at naiiwasan pang gumawang muli kaya't walang ano pa mang mga pagkakamali ang makahadlang sa aking pag-unlad at pagsulong. Ang kapangyarihan ng aking kamalayan ay kayang kilalanin at iwasan ang mga maling aral, maling paraan ng pag-iisip at mga panganib mula sa pagkakandili sa isang paniniwala, pati na rin ang mapanganib na material at mga makamundong bagay. Sa pamagitan ng kalakasan ng aking kamalayan, ako mismo ay may hawak ng aking sariling katalinuhan at pangangatwiran at sa pamagitan ng buong lakas ng aking kamalayan. Sa lahat ng oras ay palagi ang mulat sa aking kapangyarihan, sa aking kakayahan, sa aking kapayapaan, at sa karunungan pati na rin ang aking kapantasan, pag-ibig at pagkakasundo na aking pinanghahawakan. Namumuhay ako sa pag-ibig, namumuhay ako sa kapayapaan, namumuhay ako sa kalayaan, namumuhay ako sa pagkakasundo, namumuhay ako sa kagaanan, namumuhay ako sa kalusugan, at namumuhay ako sa kagalakan. Ako nawa.
Okay. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat. Ate.
You're welcome.
Okay. So now I'm going to do the German version. It's the third version of the Nocodemian prayer. This is a shorter prayer, otherwise known as Emmanuel's prayer or the Mein Geist, on which the I guess the Christian our Father Lord's prayer was based, but this is the true prayer in German, and then followed by 7 affirmations in German as well. Okay. Mein Geist, der du bist in Allmacht, dein Name sei geheiligt, dein Reich inkarniere sich in mir, deine Kraft entfalte sich in mir, auf Erden und in den Himmeln. Mein tägliches Brot gib mir heute, so ich erkenne meine Schuld und ich erkenne die Wahrheit. und führe mich nicht in Versuchung und Verwirrung, sondern erlöse mich vom Irrtum. Denn dein ist das Reich in mir und die Kraft und das Wissen in Ewigkeit. The 7 affirmations. Ich lebe in Liebe. I live in love. Ich lebe in Frieden. I live in peace. Ich lebe in Freiheit. I live in freedom. Ich lebe in Harmony. I live in harmony. Ich lebe unbeschwert. I live unfettered or unburdened. Ich lebe in Gesundheit. I live in health. Ich lebe in Freude. I live in joy. That's it. Okay. Now Richie will guide us through our
Yes,
studies of the way to live.
all of us will help to dissect this this passage. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Richie from United Arab Emirates, and I will be your host in reading "The Way to Live" written by Edward Billy Myers. So, we're on the page 246 under the last sentence. So, I'll begin it. So it says here, never rely on your usual everyday consciousness, which rule only occupies itself with superficial things and is extremely connected to the personality. Rather, rely solely on the knowledge consciousness and wisdom consciousness, which correctly assesses in truthly form. So I'll show you some diagram here. Where is it? This one. So if you're gonna look, by the way, this diagram was taken from the YouTube channel of Michael Wieland. He presented some ideas about the human consciousness, and although there's a disclaimer, he said this is not the actual representation, but somehow this is somehow like a guide. So if you're gonna look at the human consciousness, he said there's a two kinds of block, the personality consciousness block and the creation energy block. So we're going to focus on here, the personality consciousness block. So it was mentioned, never rely on the everyday consciousness, because if you're going to look in the material consciousness, especially concerning the mental block, there's this ego under the individuality block, the personality, the character, and memory. This individuality block under the mental block, it goes on to a fluctuation. So what do you mean by fluctuation? Sometimes it is negative, sometimes it is positive. So never rely too much on your ego and personality, because sometimes it's overclouding your judgment, especially your knowledge and wisdom. So the creational energy teaching is suggesting us to somehow always and every day refer to our knowledge consciousness and wisdom consciousness, which is hand down from our previous herald or truth bringers since time immemorial. And also referring to that, regarding the consciousness, which correctly assesses in truthly form, we have this guide about the truth. So there's always three stages of truth. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. It is written by Arthur Schopenhauer, 1788 to 1860. So it explains the stages of truth most commonly refer to Arthur's Schopenhauer concept. Number one, ridicule, where the new idea is mocked. Second, violently opposition, where it is met with fierce resistance, including social and political challenges. Third, self-evident, where it is eventually accepted as an obvious truth. This progression illustrates how revolutionary ideas struggle to gain traction before becoming widely acknowledged. The three stages of truth. The ridicule, the first stage. When a new revolutionary idea is first presented, it is often dismissed, laughed at, or treated as absurd by the established norms of society. People also may reject the truth because it contradicts their existing beliefs,
Mhm.
creating mental tension or cognitive dissonance. The second stage, violent opposition. If the idea survives ridicule, it faces more aggressive opposition. Their resistance isn't always physical, but can manifest as social, political, or institutional backlash because the new truth threatens existing power structures, economies, or ideologies. Then the third, self-evident. Eventually, the truth overcomes the resistance and is accepted by the mainstream as fundamental, self-evident fact. It is often because the evidence for the truth has become overwhelming, or society has changed to the point where it is no longer a radical concept. So why is this model used? Illustrates societal change. The stage highlight how progress often involves resistance, showing the challenge of shifting societal norms and belief. Understanding the resistance. The model helps explain why new scientific, political, or social ideas are often met with initial disbelief before they gain widespread acceptance. Historical patterns. It describes a pattern seen in many historical events, from scientific discoveries to social movements, where revolutionary ideas are first rejected before being embraced. So another slides I want to show you about the truth is from the Rotary, the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? So these are the things we have to think about when we are pertaining to a certain truth. So back to the topic. If there's no question, I will continue. A truly teacher of the truth, a truly teacher of the truly creational truth, of the creational laws and recommendation is always an advocate of the truth and never a proclaimer of his or her personality. For this reason, a wise teacher of the truthly truth, can be seen as manifestation which has feeling for and instructive for the human beings, and who only considers his or her own personality in the form that it is well and unblemished and evolutively effective and instructive, however never self-emphasizing. A truly wise teacher of the truth certainly has an emanation which corresponds to his or her strong personality, but which is always below the value of the teaching of the truth, as well as recognizing, understanding, following, and fulfilling of it. However, for the student, the radiance emanation of the teacher's personality is nevertheless also important in the form that one gets to know the nature and structure of one's own personality, whereby one can find one's way back to one's real and true original nature and identity. Thereby, the personality of the person who teaches, whether male or female, is always below the teaching of the truth, Consequently, he or she cannot be put in direct relation with the teaching itself. And since that is the case, the teaching of the truth always comes to the fore and always ranks first as the most important factor. So I think I'll have to stop here. Okay. 1 second. Ayaw bumaba. Three, 5. Oh, this is 3, 5. So it's still under the truth. So I think we have some topic before in the previous meeting session about the truth, that the truth is neutral, and as spoken by Christian Trainer before, I have to borrow the quote from him. He said that the truth is neutral and the human being needs the truth, but the truth doesn't need the human beings, because the truth doesn't have emotions or feelings. It is neutral and always constant. So the human being per se, we always need the truth as for our guidance and for our benefit. So it is says here, for this reason, a wise teacher of the truly truth can seen as a manifestation which has feelings for and instructive for the human beings who only considered his or her own personality in the form that is well and is unblemished and evolutively effective and instructive, however, never self-emphasizing. So for him, especially the heralds, the bringer of truth, he doesn't put his personal intentions or personal interests for the truth, but rather he brings the truth as a whole, as a general, for the people or as a collective, for everyone to benefit, not only for the herald's own personal or own self-interest, because that will defeat the purpose. Always and everything for the true truth bringer, for the herald, they will put up first the mission. It's the priority. It's the number one mission they had, to always bring the truth to the fore, to the front, and never they will put their feelings or their interests to the fore. A truly wise teacher of the truly truth certainly has an emanation which corresponds to his strong personality, but which is always below the value of the teaching of the truth. So from here, we can ascertain, before a teacher becomes a teacher, before a person becomes an instructor, he has first to undergo to become a student, a learner. So when that person undergoes discipleship or apprenticeship of the truth, he has to mold his character, his values aligned to the truth. When that student has reached a certain focal point that he has already, let's say, mastered to a certain degree, practice the truth, that action or values will somehow become an emanation which corresponds to his strong personality, because he already developed it from the time he became a student, from corresponding right or wrong, or should I say trials, practicing the truth. Because if you practice the truth, it doesn't come overnight. It's a process of what you call this, falling down, rising up again, falling down and rising up again, until you build that personality so strong that you don't anymore repeat those mistakes, or you lessen the repetition of that mistakes to such a degree that you have built a strong personality out of it. So it becomes an emanation that everyone can see. But although you have become strong in personality, uh, but the value of the teaching, it's always below the value of the teaching. But you cannot surpass the truth. Even though you have built a strong personality, or you may say you may feel you are in par with the truth, only you will have that kind of feeling, but never in reality you will be able to par yourself with the truth. Always the truth will be always higher than the student or the instructor or the teacher. Okay. As well as understanding and fulfilling it. So now we go to the student. However, for the student, the radiance emanation of the teacher's personality is nevertheless also important in the form that one gets to know the nature and structure of one's own personality, whereby one can find one ways back to the real and true original nature and identity. However, for the student, the radiance the teacher's personality is nevertheless also important in the form that one gets to know the nature and structure of one's own personality, whereby one can find ways back to the real and true nature. So here, as an aspiring student, you will see your teacher as your sort of a guide. So you will see how the teacher was able to mold himself to reach that kind of position, because the teacher was once also a student. So you will study all the things that he have undergo, and you will have a kind of a reflection as to how the nature and structure of your own personality to somehow mirror your teacher, not in exact wise, but some sort of a blueprint. So while comparing and contrast to your teacher, also to your personality, always uh, always and everything, the two of you, the student and the master or the teacher, all of these values that you are striving for, it has one common denominator, and it always goes back to the real and true original nature and identity, which is both the master and the student. You are pursuing the truth. So if there's no question, I will move on. So thereby the personality.
Question.
Yes. Yes,
Kasi para
question.
bang pagkabait-bait ng isang nagbibigay ng katotohanan. Pero paano kung ang isang binabahagian mo ng isang katotohanan ay tigas ulo, yung hindi niya kaya tanggapin yung mga revelation na ibinibigay ng isang tagapag-reveal or whatever kung anumang way. Tawag dito, hindi ba't sabi nga parang hahayaan na lang at huwag makikipagtalo. Paano mo mailalathala ng maayos ang isang katotohanan kung you just let it para hindi nagkakaroon ng argue. Hindi magre-reveal ang katotohanan dahil kahit si Jesus si Emmanuel nung mga panahon niya, di ba? Hindi naman niya in-insist na ano kaya nga tinan mo na dominahan siya ng mga masasamang paano mag-i-insist ang katotohanan sa mga bagay-bagay kung ganyan ang mga taong tinuturuan at sinasabihan ng katotohanan. Paano mo
Okay.
i-insist?
Ito sa aking own interpretation, tita. Yung momentum kasi ng truth, regardless of yung speed ng time niya, sometimes yung pinakamalalim at harsh na truth, it will not be easily digested by the people. Sometimes it is not now, sometimes it will take a decade, or sometimes it will take a century. So if we gonna dissect yung ganyang modes of the truth o stages of the truth. Babalik tayo dun sa 3 stages of the truth. Sabihin natin matigas ang ulo. Hindi lang ng isang tao, sabihin natin ng generation. So it will go in the first stage. The first stage is ridiculed. So pinagtatawanan, marami, ridicule siya. Hindi tinatanggap, ginagawang joke, ginagawang meme or something. Because people that's not easily accepted because may mga belief structures na it is trying to overwhelm the truth. So depende sa capacity ng tao to understand, yung generation to understand. May mga tao dun sa generation, kukunti lang yung nakakaintindi. So we cannot coerce,
So,
we cannot
bali, ang
put.
suma total pala, hindi ikaw ang nakapagbigay ng truth, kundi yung sarili mo na lang kung hahayaan na time will heal, parang ganun.
Yes, kasi
Sariling evolve ng tao, hindi yung taong nag-spread ng truth.
yes, kasi para sa akin, ang tingin ko diyan kasi pag finorce natin yung truth, we are not different from dun sa mga religious fundamentals idea na they are forced the belief by the sword or by the pressure of the society. Kung hindi, you will be outcast from the society. So you are not thinking to accept that truth, to accept that certain belief or ideas. Kumbaga na puwersa sa'yo na kahit ayaw mo, you are forced to follow, you are forced to swallow. So walang education or walang dissection ng wisdom doon na ayaw ko siyang i-reject kasi hindi siya komportable sa akin. So you are forced na to swallow it. So eventually, madidiscover mo dahil napuwersa ka lang, ba't ito pino-force sa akin? Maybe there's a hidden agenda or something. Maybe this is a form of control. So, yung freedom mo is freedom to know, to learn is suppressed. So, eventually, magre-rebel ka doon on a certain time kasi hindi ka komportable doon sa coercion na yun. One way or the other, it's either you or the whole community or society will rebel against that kind of idea. So that idea or yung coercion na pag-force, it's standing on a very weak foundation. Pag inintroduce mo yung certain idea, sabihin natin idea or truth, it's not coercive. Parang nagplant ka ng seed na I had read something about it, maybe you're interested or you want to know about it in your free time, pag-aralan mo, you are not coercing. That will have a seed kahit na maliit yung seed na implant mo dun sa person na yun. If it is really the truth that is coming from the nature na unblemished, na talagang since time immemorial, it is the fundamental truth, the original truth, yung napag-aralan natin na passing and becoming. If you are going to die or pass away, hindi mo pa talaga na-dissect thoroughly yung truth na yon. At least sa explanation ni Billy, pag na-dissolve na yung personality mo, mag-work out na siya, meron kang nahagilap na creational teaching kahit hindi mo pa siya masyadong naintindihan or nabasa mo lang slightly. Doon sa process ng reincarnation, pag nag-work out na siya, makikita na this creational teaching is not work out. So eventually, another personality will be formed, inclined na para tapusin mo tong since na-discover mo discover mo tong creational teaching in your next personality, kasama to sa i-discover mo or pag-aaralan mo. So if we see the timeline as a human being, the factor of time for us, it's very kumbaga sa time, parang mahaba. Kasi we are living to moment, parang iniisipan, so yung truth hindi pa magbubunga sa time ko ngayon. Kunyari, masyadong itong generation is sinusuppress yung mga ganyang idea. So parang iniisipan, matagal pa pala, kumbaga sa next reincarnation ko, sa next personality ko, doon pa lang to magtatrabaho kasi itong generation na to parang hindi ko mapag-aralan kasi baka hulihin ako or yun ako ng mga society, i-outcast ako. So patago ko lang tong pinag-aaralan or sa sarili ko na lang. So it might
Thank you.
appear, it might appear na mahaba, pero pag i-anuhin natin sa 40 to 60 million years para maabot natin yung half material, half life, it is a minuscule. It is a minuscule time for the 40 to 60 million years na inaano ng creation energy form na ginugugol na time.
Thank you, Richie, sa sagot mo. So, no wonder kung bakit kahit ikapitong propeta pa at 10 pa ata ang dumating sa atin, ang titigas lang talaga ng ulo. Hindi pa tayo talaga makakaano kahit ilang pa ang dumating sa ating tagapagturo. Thank you sa sagot.
Okay, may nag-raise siya ng hindi ko makita. May nag-raise ng
Ako,
dalawang hands.
ako. Ay, may nauna ba sa akin?
Si Ate Helen
Ay,
muna.
hindi ko makita.
Si Ate Helen muna. I-off mo muna yung sharing mo para makita mo yung
Mhm.
Ate Helen.
Sige, good evening. Sige. Para sa akin, two ways. Two ways sa teacher at saka doon sa tinuturuan. So, ang tanong ni Sir ay bakit hindi nakikinig? Dito, doon muna tayo sa side ng hindi nakikinig. Kasi yung personality ng tao ang tinitingnan kaya hindi nakikinig. May pagka-bias, may pagka-judgmental, may kaya hindi matanggap yung turo na sinasabi dito sa nung teacher na yon. Tingnan naman natin dito sa kabila. So doon naman sa teacher, sa side naman ng teacher, hindi pa niya nararating yung makapenetrate siya. So kahit sabihin na yung personality ay huwag natin titingnan, doon sa side ng nagtuturo, yung personality, I mean, yung kung paano niya, ang kakayanan niya, yung capability niya na magturo ay merong dating. Yun, merong dating. So, kumbaga, walang makakontra. Lahat ay nagsasubmit doon sa teacher na yon dahil nga doon sa dating, doon sa skill ng isang nagtuturo, no? So, noong naalala ko nung nag-aaral kami ng theosophy, yung detachment ay napakahalaga. Parang meron kang i-detach sa sarili mo para maging neutral ka sa iyong kapwa. Parang hindi mo titingnan talaga yung mga personality ng mga tao. At totoo namang na-practice natin yan dito sa espiritismo na pag minsan magkakasama kayo pero hindi nyo naman pinag-uusapan ang buhay-buhay natin. Hindi natin yan pinag-uusapan. Ang pinag-uusapan lang natin ay purely sa pag-aaral. At ganun din kami, si JC, si Lito, ganun din. Parang nakafocus sa aral ang amin napapag-usapan. Hindi na nila nalalaman yung personal natin na buhay. Except kung dumating doon sa malalim na relasyon ninyo at hindi naman lahat ay nire-reveal mo. Hindi ka parang yung attachment mo sa iyong kapwa mag-aaral ay pinipili mo din kung sino yung minsan mararamdaman mo na kailangan ka and then nakikita mo sa iyong kapwa na may pangangailangan personal, no? May pangangailangan personal. So doon ka lang papasok sa mga bagay na yon. So kahit pa sabihin i-set aside natin yung personality ay may pros and cons pa rin. Ganun din sa ating mga talaytayan, ito ay doon sa doon sa atin sa pag-aral bilang tayo ay miyembro sa espiritismo, hindi natin titingnan yung personality ng isang medium dahil yan ay binanggit na rin minsan ng mga batlaya na hindi tinitingnan ang personality ng medium kasi ang tingnan natin yung message na ibinibigay nila. At minsan mahirap ngang tanggapin ng ibang mga nakikinig dahil nakafocus sila dun sa personality ng tao. At naalala ko din, siguro, kaya siguro ganun din si Billy na pagka pumupunta sa center, hindi siya nakikimingle sa mga taong dumarating. Pag nakita mo siya, kakaway lang, ganun lang. Walang personal na pag-uusap kayo, communication. Siguro, ang bottom line nito, para hindi siguro i-worship ang isang tao. Kasi ang tendency, pagka tinignan natin, yung personality ng isang tao ay mas kailangan natin na ang bigyan natin ng emphasis ay kung ano yung kanyang sinasabi. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you po, Tita Helen. Kuya Reynaldo,
Ay,
you can go.
salamat. Oo, simple lang yung aking message. Iikot ako kay Billy. Ang kabilin-bilinan ni Billy, huwag mo akong tawagin propeta. Ang mga tumatawag kay Billy na propeta ay yung mga taong kapaligid sa kanya. At saka kasama na rin dun yung mga kaibigan niyang Claren. Pero pagka si Billy ang tatanungin, tagapaghatid lang siya. Hindi nga siya itinuturing ang sarili niya na teacher eh. Kasunod nung kanyang idea na yan, siguro kaya nabuo yung idea na avoid proselytizing. Sa proselytizing kasi, hindi maaari na hindi ma-involve yung individual na panggagalingan ng proselytation. In his case, hindi siya nagpo-proselytize kasi ang sinasabi niya ay kung ano ang aral o ang creational teaching na kailangang makarating sa mga babasa ng kanyang mga akda. Yung akda niya, mapapansin nyo, hindi maitatanggi na sa isang article, kung ilang beses niyang pinakakaulit-ulit, pinagdidiinan kahit nasabi na nung una, sasabihin pa rin in between or even at the end. Kung bakit ganon, ina-acknowledge siguro na anumang bagay na bago sa pandinig at pangunawa ay magkakaroon ng kahirapan na tanggapin. Lalo pa alam niya ang background ng epekto ng religion sa marami sa tao sa mundo. Naano tayo nalukuban tayo Yung lambong na nakapalibot sa ating mukha at sa ating mga senses, hindi manipis, napakakapal niyan. Kaya kulob na ano ang gawin na mabasa mo man ang mata mo, hindi mo naman maramdaman. Naramdaman mo nga, hindi mo naman maintindihan. Maraming factors na bakit yung totoo na, katotohanan na, hindi pa basta matanggap. Kaya yung tanong ni Sor na, paano yung matigas ang ulo? Problema niya yun. Wala tayong pakialam sa kung ano siya. Ang pakialaman natin, sarili natin. Kapag tayo lumabas dun sa sarili natin at pinangunahan natin ang isa, ang ating kapwa, however good your intention is, mapapasok ko na rin sa issue na you are proselytizing. Hindi naman ni sinabi na hindi ka pwedeng sumagot sa kung ikaw itatanungin. Pero yung pagsagot mo is ilalagyan ng proviso na yan lang abot ng aking nauunawaan at maaaring mali. Nagtatranslate na nga lang, sinasabi pang maaaring may mali. Kasi hindi nga ganun kadaling tuunan kung ano talaga. Kasi sasabihin, ang dali-dali naman ang katotohanan ay kung ano ang realidad. kung ano nakikita sa paligid. Yan ang totoo eh. Wala nang iba eh. Ang katotohanan ay yung mga umaayon sa katwiran. Wala nang iba eh. Pero in spite of those proviso, yung tinatanong ni Sot, katotohanan yun na hindi ganun kadali. Ang marami pa sa atin at mangangailangan pa ng pagkahaba-haba pang panahong pag-aaral at pagkatuto, pag-iipon ng pagkapaham, upang marating yung minimum requirement ng misyon ni Bini. Sinasabi at that time, 800 years eh. Sabi na rin natin, 800 years pa rin. Hindi ngayon yun, hindi bukas. 800 years from now. Kaya tayo na nandito, wala tayong kahit katiting na karapatan na magpakita ng galing, magpakita nagmamarunong, na meron tayong alam sa tinuro ng creational teaching. Pagkat lalabas na kahit gaano pa katindi ang ating pag-aaral, may kulang at kulang ang bawat isa. Kaya matigas ang ulo nila, siguro mas matigas ang ulo mo. Dapat yung sarili mo, asikasuhin mo, hindi yung kanila. Kung ano yung lambong mo, yun ang tanggalin mo. Kung matatanggal mo. Kung hindi
Bahala lang
pa,
ako sa'yo sa tigas ng ulo.
ayan ka na naman. Ayoko na magsalita. Ay, nabubuko tayo eh. Pasensya na.
Share ako ha.
Sige po. Go ahead po, Tito.
Okay. Maganda talaga merong konting katatawanan. Okay.
Mhm.
So, ito kasing recognition of truth, talagang mahirap yan kasi it's a simple word but the meaning is kung parang tubig yan na hindi mo mahawakan. Ilagay mo sa kamay mo yung tubig, malalaglag yan. Ngayon, bigyan natin ng halimbawa yung isang coconut. Yung coconut maraming layers yan na you have the husk, tapos you have the skin, then the husk, and then yung laman, then yung tubig. Ngayon, let's say for instance, yung katotohanan yun yung tubig. Kasi doon yung tubig, yun ang nagde-develop sa seed para lumaki yung another coconut tree nanggagaling doon sa gitna. Ngayon, during the times na time of Jesus Christ, nasa skin pa lang tayo eh. Kasi talagang matitigas ang mga puso ng mga tao noon. Makapalang belo. Kumbaga sa kurtina, napakakapal niya. Matitigas talaga ang ulo. Hindi lang yung ulo, pati yung puso at saka yung kanilang kanilang kaisipan. Matitigas talaga yan. So, kumbaga, just like the skin of coconut, kailangan talagang tinataga. Yan. Kaya nga ang sabi niya, the truth is ridiculed. You know, in the first, hindi nila recognize, i-ridicule nila, parang tinataga mo yung skin ng coconut. Kasi, itagain mo man yung skin ng coconut, hindi mo makakain yan. Yung balat niya. So, i-ridicule talaga yan. Ngayon, dumating na kaya nga si Jesus, pinatay nga yan eh, kasi nga it's violence. Diba? Ngayon, the next level, mas matigas pa yon because that is the husk. That is, kung titingnan natin, it's the material level, which is the physical body. Yun yung skin ng coconut. Matigas talaga yan. Ngayon, the next one, the next level comes the ego, the psyche, the personality. Yun na yung husk. Mas matigas yan. Kailangan pa rin yan tinatagayan bago ka makarating sa kaloob-looban. Yung matigas na parte na yan, kaya nga yung mga turo ni Jesus, noon talinhaga. Ang ibig sabihin, naka-veil yung kahulugan ng katotohanan kasi parang buko yan. Hindi nila makukuha yung nasisirain lang nila eh. Kasi kung ay tubig o itatapon lang nila eh. Kaya kailangan balutan yan ng makakapal. Para kasi hindi lalaki yung coconut kung wala yung balat. Hindi naman natin pwede sabihin that the husk and the skin are not important because how could the fruit grow without the skin? So kailangan protektahan niya yung kaloob-looban. Ngayon pag malaki na at tama na, hinug na, pwede na talagang kainin, marami pang proseso yan bago ka makakarating dun sa kaloob-looban. Ngayon, pagka nakarating na tayo doon sa sinasabi nilang laman, hindi pa yun ang pinaka ano kasi laman pa lang yun. That goes where yung soul ng tao. Yung kanyang yung akala mo yung soul niya is yun na yun, pero mayroon pa pala yung kanyang creational form, which is the spirit. Yun yung tubig. Kasi yung tubig hindi mo pwedeng hawakan, the spirit you cannot hold it. Pero yung kung nasaan yung soul, nandoon yung damdamin. So lumambot na siya kasi yung pinakalaman niyan, pwede mo nang kainin, kagatin, malambot na yan. Nandiyan na yung malapit ka na. So siguro in the time of Billy, nandoon na tayo, meron pa rin siyang yung matigas pa rin ng ego. Meron pa rin parte yung ego doon, pati yung personality. Pero medyo malapit na tayo doon sa laman. Yeah. So tingnan mo, maraming wars. Even though may maraming wars, pero noon talaga walang tigil yung wars. Puro kabay-kabila na naggigera yan. Kasi matitigas sa mga puso ng mga tao. Now in maybe 800 years, who knows, makarating na tayo doon sa tubig. Ngayon, ang tubig ay iniinom. Yung tatlong bahagi niyan, yung laman, yung husk at yung skin, pwede mong hawakan. Yung tubig, kailangan mong inumin. Hindi mo pwedeng ipanatiliin yan sa kamay mo kasi mag-e-evaporate just like alcohol or spirits. Ang sustansya niya iniinom. Yun yung pinakagitnang bahagi natin na mahirap hagilapin, which is the true self. Hanap ka ng hanap, hindi mo makita kasi, pero malinaw siya, nandiyan lang siya, hindi siya umaalis. Kaya nga the truth, the creational form natin, nandiyan lang yan, but we don't know where it is. Pero it is deep within us. It takes levels, layers of breaking the veils before we can get there. Kaya nga yung personality ng tao wherein, anong hinihingi ng lesson na yan sa atin? It's flexibility. It's humility. Kasi kapag nauuna yung personality mo kaysa sa teaching, nandiyan yung arrogance. Ngayon, kapag naman yung personalidad mo, dahil nandiyan yung mga kasanayan mo, the habits, nandiyan yung pagsanay ka sa kahirapan, sanay ka na sa kahirapan, madali na sa iyo. Of course, pag naging mayaman ka, you do not know how to become rich kapag lumaki ka sa kahirapan. So, let's say for instance, ikaw ay mahirap, napakahirap mo, wala, talagang walang-wala, then biglang yaman ka. You do not know how to use your money. They give you 1 billion, you do not know how to use it. Kasi sanay kang maging mahirap eh. That is the personality. So ang sinasabi niya, if you're gonna train the personality, it must become flexible. Pag dinala ka sa mahirap, okay ka lang. Pag dinala ka sa mayaman, okay ka lang. Which is yung corrugated roof, up and down, up and down. Pag sanay ka na sa ganyan, kapag nandun ka sa taas, okay ka lang. Pag nandun ka sa baba, okay ka rin. Hindi yan flat. So, sa ating mga kasanayan, yan, we must always, kasi pag everyday ginagawa mo yan, magiging kasanayan yan. Hindi, mahihirapan kang mag-adjust if there is a new thing that comes along, hindi mo kilala. So parang, you don't want to get out of your comfort zone kasi sanay ka dito eh. But if you try to become flexible, yun ang nahihirapan tayo is flexibility kasi we do not want to change. Yung katigasan talaga ng ulo nandiyan dyan. Kasi nga, we are still in that stage na hindi pa tayo nakakarating sa laman at dun sa tubig ng buko. Which, of course, talinhaga. Yun. Kaya ngayon, unti-unti na, yung mga balat ng talinhaga ngayon is naaalis na. We go to the true meaning. Ayun, yun lang mga kapatid. Salamat.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you po, Tita. Naalala ko tuloy yung kanta ni, kinumpos ni Ryan Cayabyab, The Coconut Nut is not a nut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
maganda
just
po yung sige po, ano po yung dito, sir?
Oh, I just realized something from what Filipinas explained. That's probably why when, with the contact reports, it's slowly also being revealed, that it's also the timing about the truth, for example, about the nature of the relationship between Gabriel and Mary and things like that, for us to be able to understand what really happened then, because otherwise, because those very religious and all that stuff, we are not at that stage where we'll be able to accept the real truth. So it's kind of, yeah, like she said, it's veiled to some degree in order to excuse me, protected from excuse me, we're not able to understand it yet.
Yes,
That's all.
yes, in connection to that, Tita, yung sabi ni Tita Filipina, like in the time of Jesus, it was mentioned about spirits or ghosts. Jesus or J. Manuel was using the same thing as spirit or ghost because the people back then, wala silang concept ng creation energy. So imagine nyo from that time, and lately lang ngayong, I think 2 years back, really introduced the word creation energy. Sabi niya, now the humanity has enough understanding about creation energy. So, papalitan niya na yung spirit to creation energy. So, it's one example of the veil that is being put down. So, before we are using spirits or ghosts, some of the teachings, it was written like that. But now, since we have enough understanding of the nature of the things, so Billy has now introduced this word creation energy. And lately also, he also introduced creation life energy. So maybe in the coming couple of years, it will be thoroughly more explain the relationship of these two concept things. Yes. So shall we proceed, or any more would like to share? So if none, I would continue reading.
Yeah, let's proceed.
Let's proceed. And since that is the case, the teaching of the truth always comes to the fore and always ranked first as the most important factor. But from this fact, it follows that it is essential that the human being herself, first of all, searches for the truth and for the teaching of the truth. In the human being, there must awaken an urge and striving for the truth and for the teaching of the truth, so that she herself becomes the searching one, and thereby a human being who consciously walks the way of evolution. This is the first step which must be made, and only then can one look for a human being who is educated highly enough in the searching of the truth in his or her personality, so that he or she can perform an instruct function. And once the human being evolves into one who is searching the actual truth, and thereby into the one who is searching for the teaching of the truth, then sooner or later, he or she will meet a true and wise teacher. So, yun na nga, like what happened to us during the pandemic, siguro sa atin, meron na tayong yearning for the truth, seeking for the truth. So, ang tanong dyan is, bakit nagkaroon tayo ng awaken, ng urge, and striving for the truth? Kuya Reynaldo, you want to say something? Hello,
Yes,
nakamute po yung... Yes. Okay.
yes.
Sige po.
Pasensya na, matigas talaga ang ulo ko eh. Mag-advertise ako uli. Yung huling composition ko, paki-play kung po pwede. Sa mga hindi pa nakakarinig, ma-welcome nila yan. Yung nakipaglaban, nabugbog at nagpasa. Relevant na relevant yan
Ah,
sa topic natin ngayon. Kung hindi nyo pa napapakinggan, pakinggan natin. Kung ayaw nyo namang i-play dito, sabihin nyo lang, napanood na namin yan. Wala namang kwenta eh. Iba na lang, move on na
ah,
tayo.
sige, play ba natin? Ayan. Yeah.
Nakipaglaban,
Parang may
nabugbog at
sound.
nagpasa.
Richie, ako nang gumawa.
Ang simula ay nasabi na mula sa isang ideya na nagdulot ng isang buto. Ang pamamaraan ay humantong sa isang komplikadong mga katangi-tanging mga gawa. Ang ilan ay may kamalayan sa kanilang sarili. Sila ay mabunga at napakaraming magpalaganap. Ang mga may malay ay maganda at kaakit-akit sa mata ng mga panauhin naglalakbay pamula sa kalawakan na mayroong higit na pagkaunlad sa katangi-tanging pamamaraan at karunungan. Sila ay nadaig, nasupil at nailigaw. Ang pag-isip ay nabura ng paniniwala at pagsunod. Ang kagaspangan ng pamumuhay ay nagdulot ng napakalaking pinsala. Nakipagpunyagi laban sa mga utos, ngunit hindi magawa. Umaayon na kahit may maling pakiramdam at masaya sa kabila ng kulang sa lakas ng loob at paraan upang umunlad ng mas mabilis at mas malaki. Lumaban, nabugbog at nagpasa. Paulit-ulit na napunta sa iba't ibang pangsupil. Ang huli ay ang kapanahunan ng paniniwala. May pag-asa pa ba? Mayroon bang paraan patungo sa katotohanan, pag-ibig, kapayapaan, kalayaan, pagkakasundo at kagaltakan? Gaano kahirap ang paraan? Saan ang simula? Ito ba ay nandoon sa walang katapusang kawalan at lawak na hindi maabot na nangangailangan pa ng isang tagapagligtas? Nagkataon na narinig at nabasa ko ang tungkol sa silent revolution of truth. Dapat ba akong maghimagsik? Labang kanino? Pagkatapos ay dumating ang mga butil na pag-aaralan na dapat bigyan ng sapat na kahalagahan. Ang kaharian ay nasa iyong loob. Mahalin mo ang iyong sarili. Kung ano ang iyong itinanim ay iyong aanihin. Ang layunin ng mabuhay ay ang umunlad sa kapantasan. Ikaw ang kapitan ng iyong barko. At ilan pa. Ang simpleng pagkilala sa mga ito ay malayo sa madali. Higit pa kung uunawain at tanggapin. Ngunit sa anumang pagsusumikap, kailangan ng unang hakbang. Humakbang ka na ba?
Okay na yan. At nakat.
Okay, so yun nga. The human being, there must an urge of awakening, striving for the truth. So, yun nga, during the pandemic, alam natin na nagkita-kita tayo mga common mind like individuals. Pero yung tanong doon is, there must be something in our point of life that awaken us and strive for reaching or searching for the truth. So may kanya-kanya tayong a day of awakening, of one day we finally found ourselves that kung ano yung existing belief, akala natin yun na yung truth, eventually it crumbles. Like for me, sa Catholic, I was trying to search for the truth, like paano ko i-harmonize ang science and then this religious faith na sinasabi nila it's very incompatible. And then I'm swinging back and forth, religion and science, because there's something in the religion na parang one day you will finally wake up, it's found it illogical, absurd, and then you become a wanderer, and then after some time, there's a moment or a waking moment na if you are constantly searching, the door will be open up for you. Yun na yung urge and striving for the truth, and when that door opens, you will begin to understand little by little what you are searching for. Then after that, another door will be open for you. You will find the like-minded people who are in the same path as yours, who are also looking for the truth. And for the teaching of the truth, so that teaching of the truth, so that he himself, she herself becomes the searching one, and thereby a human being who consciously walk the way of evolution. So you may consider it, or it is an evolution on part of us, development, because we're already shedding the disbelief that makes us uncomfortable. So it is a part of evolution that we need something that is in line with the truth. This is the first step which must be made. And only then one can look for the human being who is educated highly enough in the teaching of the truth in his or her personality, so that he or she can perform an instruct function. So eventually, may mga teaching na tayong nakuha na it's a fragment of a part of the truth that elicits our awakening, but somehow we are not still satisfied because some of that truth is still hard to understand. So yun nga, nagkita-kita tayo, and we are trying to dissect kung ano yung sinasabi about this, like say, the creation of truth. And some of us has talents, some of us has wisdom. Although all of us are equals, but some of us are more inclined to understand some things, and some of us we don't. Some of us also have in certain aspects the strength of understanding this one, and we are sharing to each and everyone. So sa madaling sabi, bawat individual sa atin may kanya-kanya tayong strength sa certain fields na pwede nating i-share sa ating like-minded na mga individual na naghahanap ng katotohanan, na it's like a puzzle na this person needs this information from you. And yun namang tao na nabigyan mo ng piece of that information, meron ka ding hinahanap na information that is also available sa kanya. So together, may time na it appears siya yung instructor, ikaw naman yung student. At certain time, meron namang information na available sa'yo na you will appear at that moment, you will be the teacher. Tapos yun namang individual na yun na dating teacher, siya naman yung magiging student mo. So it's a two-way exchange of information.
Mhm.
And once the human being evolves into the one who is searching the actual truth, and thereby into the one who is searching for the teaching of the truth, then sooner or later, he or she will meet a true and wise teacher. So sa akin, ang masasabi ko is ito na si Billy or yung mga core group members na unang ng Pigu. Kasi may mga may mga certain topics tayo na kahit tayo na ang nagdi-discuss, hindi din natin maintindihan. So we refer to the Mother Center. which the Figo in the Switzerland. So sila magda-dissect din ng information and they will give it to Billy kung hindi din nila ma-decipher. So kung walang question, I will move on 357.
May question ako doon sa chat.
Sige po, tita.
Yan. So ano yung kahulugan nung hindi tayo pwedeng mag-proselytize and yet tinuturuan
Ah,
dito na maging wise, true and wise teacher. At ganun. Kumbaga contradicting. Is it? Tama ba yan?
Yung proselytizing, yung parang katulad ng religion, yung parang we go to the streets and parang nag-a-advertise tayo ng creational teaching na parang ginagawa din ng mga religious people, parang form of missionizing, advertisement, ganon. Sa atin is we let them come to us kung sino yung interesado. So we are not going after them, yung parang nanliligaw. We discuss certain information or certain topic na hindi siya full information, parang about sabihin natin reincarnation, sabihin natin, meron kaming idea about reincarnation, kung interested ka, you can go to the Figo or ganyan. Or we have group session kung interested ka. Hanggang dun lang tayo. Parang nasa kanya na yung yes or no. Not unlike sa akin na pag-aintindi ko yung sa mga missionary or missionizing. Lagi kanyang lagi kanyang nililigawan. Kumbaga parang like sa Catholic, nililigawan ako ng Protestant na invite ka namin sa ganito, sa simbahan namin may mga tanong ka ba, ganyan ano ka o ano yung mo katayuan sa Catholic, kasi i-explain namin ano yung reason bakit naging Protestant kami. Tapos nag-attend ka na, ganyan. Tapos eventually, ipa-follow up ka na naman ng ipa-follow up. Baka gusto mo ulit mag-attend, ganyan. So, sa akin, parang ganun yung proselytizing or missionizing. Kasi nga, ang purpose ng yung mga religion na yan is, sabi ni Billy sa information, kaya ayaw din nila makontrol yung population kasi pag naging 500 na lang ang population sa Earth, hindi na tayo billions. So, kukunti din yung population ng mga religious sects like Islam, Catholic, sa Catholic. As a Christian, maraming division. Sa Christian, mayroong Catholic, Protestant, kung ano pa. So, if pupunta sila doon sa 500 na population na yun, mawawalan din sila ng kita, mawawalan sila ng mga followers. So, ang mission talaga ngayon ng mga major religion, sige, mag-missionize kayo, mag-proselytize kayo, ganyan. So, talagang i-invite ka. So, lalo na yung mga taong depressed, vulnerable, yun talaga usually ang nililigawan nila na, sige, pumunta ka dito sa namin, lahat ng answers nandito, from depression, loneliness. So, ikaw naman na lonely or depressed, you will find parang acceptance doon sa na yan, parang, dito parang may bago akong family, ganyan, gano'n. So, until na ma-brainwash ka, na hindi mo na magamit yung yung logic and wisdom mo, kasi surrender mo na doon sa sa religion. Kasi you find a false euphoria, a false belongingness, parang ganyan. So, yun ang magiging talaga ng religion. Sa Figo, kila Billy, hindi naman tayo ganun na naghahabol, kahit na hindi naman hindi sila concerned kung kailangan makamit ng quota yung Figo na kailangan ma-maintain natin itong ganitong number ng population para yung Figo mag-exist. Kumbaga, sa Figo, meron ng mga dedicated na yung sa codex na sinasabi na nag-swear sila from time immemorial na nila yung mission hanggat sa 3099. na pag nag-stabilize na yung yung creational teaching, hahayaan na nila. So hindi sila nagre-recruit, nag-aano lang sila. Kung sino yung interested na mayroong impulse na ma-recognize tong creational truth. Hindi nila fina-force. Kung gusto mong pumunta sa center, punta ka. Kasi may mga iba naman din na na-recognize nila yung creational teaching and yet hindi sila tumutuloy sa hindi sila tumutuloy sa PIGO, hindi sila nagtutuloy na tulungan yung mission. Although kahit na nag-swear sila sa previous personality nila kasi due to sa some circumstances, naging iba na yung personality nila, nag-iba yung environment nila, nagba-backslide sila. So, yun ang kagandahan sa PIGO na you are not forced. Parang, it's out of your free will. If you want to help the center, if you want to study, basta nandun yung rule ng cause and effect. Na, sige, kung ayaw mo, basta harapin mo lang yung cause and effect. Kung gusto mo, late ka sa creational teaching or gusto mo ng advance, nasa sa'yo yun, parang ganun. Yan po, tita. Yun yung pag-intindi ko.
Thank you.
Okay. So kung wala na, I will move on the next stanza, P57. Although the power of the spirit and of the consciousness is always present, the human being prevents herself from truly encountering it. But the human being is actually able to encounter this power because it is actually present at all times and can be made useful at any time in order to convey great evolutive and valuable benefits to the human being and to show him or her in every wise imaginable the way of the liberation from his or her errors and burdens. The power of the spirit and of the consciousness embodies the living truth and is evidence which cannot be overlooked. For the fact that during his or her life in this world, a human being can attain a relative enlightenment and relatively, absolutely full development, and indeed at any time. If only he or she makes effort for that. This evidence is a sign which cannot be overlooked, which has an inspiring effect on the consciousness through which the thinking, feeling, fine spiritual perception, consideration, striving, and action, and so forth, in compliance with the utilization of the power, are directed along a way of the liberation whereby hardship and burden are overcome. For the human being, the power of the spirit and of the consciousness is also the reminder of the creation and his or her creational origin, and therefore it reveals the embodiment of the duty concede the most important place during one's entire life to the relative enlightenment and relative absolutely full development for the purpose of the relative evolution, and indeed until the relative enlightenment, relative absolute full development, and relative evolution are actually attained. But the human being is only able to gauge where this level lies and when he or she really knows who he or she actually is and when he or she has finally again found his or her true identity. Only then can he or she comprehend and understand the boundless magnanimity of this relative level of evolution, level of enlightenment, and level of absolute full development. And only when the human being has reached this level can he or she also understand the love and harmony as well as truthful knowledge that the true truth and wisdom. So itong 357, it is more on your personal approach, personal experience, and personal acceptance of the creational teaching. So each and every one of us has this effect or result. What is the outcome of this creational energy that we attain? So maybe for me, if you're gonna ask, ano yung naging ano nito, liberation na hinatid sa akin ng creational teaching. Unang-una, yung sa fluidal energies, yung mga spirits, ghosts, yung mga devil, or yung mga ganun na yan, nabawasan na yung fear ko na yung pala yung mga ganyang mga manifestation, it's just sa mga label na tao na mostly nagkakaroon ng appearance of ghosts, ganun. And then based dun sa information, yung spirit na yan, hindi naman pala siya may mata or something na may kamay na nagpapakita. It's a manifestation na galing din sa atin. So yung true form based on the information is the creation energy form is located in the colliculus of the brain. It is a needle point form. So isa yun sa mga liberation na nagpagaan sa loob ko na kung may makita man akong ghost or spirit, hindi na ako ganun ka-fearful. And then the concept of life and death, nabawasan na rin. Na eventually, based on sa information, na you will come back as with a new personality. So sa atin, may kanya-kanya tayong liberation on how we understand the creational teaching. And then free from the religious belief, yung mga illogical teaching. Kumbaga, sa akin as a Catholic, yung nakikita ko mga procession yun sa mga Black Nazarene, dating talagang with divine respect nung na-liberate ko na yung sarili ko sa ganong belief. Pag nakikita ko yung mga ganyang procession, ano na sa akin, parang isang karumal-dumal, parang nakapagtayong balahibo kasi nakikita ko yung kapwa ko Pilipino, they are in the submission doon sa religion na yun, na blind faith sila, nagsisiksik sa traffic, hinihila yung rebulto, kasi iniisip ko, may feeling na naaawa ako na sana one day magising sila. Hindi mo naman pwedeng i-coerce sa form of attack. Kasi pag kino-coerce mo, nasa defensive mode sila. They will not open their mind. So sa atin lang is, advice lang tayo, share ng ideas that nasa kanila na yun. How they will manage those ideas. Yun yung sa akin, baka may gusto pa kayong idagdag.
Meron ako idadagdag. Parang isang inkwentro lang ito. Isang inkwentro, no?
Sige po.
Noon yung ipagtapat ko sa mga kapatid ko na naandito ako sa grupong ito, edi siyempre kanya-kanyang tuligsa. Simula bata, espiritista ka, and then ngayon kumbaga bumaliktad ka na, ganun, ano. And then, okay lang, sabi ko, part ito ng leveling up ng pagiging espiritista. Hindi naman ako nawala, pero leveling up. Bakit hindi ka naniniwala sa Diyos? Mga ganon, ganito, mga ganon, ano. And then, nagkaroon ng isang pagkakataon na nagkaroon ng problema, no? Na nagkaroon ng fear, ang pamilya, no? Na parang natatakot sila. And then, isa lang ang sinabi ko. Sabi ko, ako hindi natatakot. Bakit kayong matatakot? Di ba may Diyos kayo? Bakit kayo matatakot? Ako nga, walang Diyos na ngayon. Hindi ako natatakot. Yun lang ang binanggit ko. Kayo nga may Diyos, bakit kayo matatakot? Ako nga, wala na . Sabi ko gano'n. Pero tatakot dun sa problemang hinaharap ng pamilya. Yun lang.
Salamat, tita. At least there's a part of you may liberation. Ganun. Usually kasi sa may mga religious belief about God, yung fear kasi na is fear of hell, yung mga burning of yung mga kaluluwa sa dagat-dagatang apoy. So, yun ang doon, yun ang panlaban ng mga religion na pag i-question mo yung na yan, yung dogmatic belief natin na yan, pupunta ka sa impyerno. So, nandun ka agad yung fear. Kumbaga, the fear of trying to free is great greater than fear of trying. So, hindi na sila nagtatry kasi naunahan na ng takot. Huwag na tayong magsaliksik kasi yung kaluluwa natin masusunog. Pero most of us na we dare to challenge na kung mahal ako ni God, ba't niya ako ilalagay doon sa apoy? Gusto ko lang naman malaman kung yung sinasabi niyang katotohanan is true. Wala naman sigurong masama na pagsusubukan ko. Kasi yung mga gumagawa lang ng ganun na God na parang ayaw niyang i-test mo yung truth, yung God na hindi siya, parang ayaw niyang i-practice yung logic mo. So, hindi na siya God. Parang pag-iisipin mo, tao siya. Kung ibig sabihin, pag ganun yung mentality niya na ayaw mong i-question yung yung dogmatic niya, parang lalabas. Ang gumawa nito, yung parang tyrant na dictator na tao na maalam lang siya sa knowledge, maalam lang siya sa wisdom, and yet, hinaluan lang yan ng mga ibang false teaching para matrap ka. While, if we compare dun sa creational teaching, hindi kanya pinipigilan. Ang sinasabi lang niya na ito yung existing truth na para sa'yo, it is your free will if you want to follow or hindi. Pero, ikaw bahala sa responsibility mo, paano mo dadalhin yung cause and effect. Unlike sa religion, parang ang sabi, sige, pag hindi mo sunod, ilulublob kita sa apoy. Parang kang ginawang bata na parang, huwag mong gawin yan, ilulublob kita sa apoy. So, hanggang bata ka, hindi ka magmamature. So, hindi ka tinuturuan ng accountability and responsibility. So, yun ang fear. Yun ang nagiging fear ng mga pamilya natin na hindi nila naiintindihan. Mas umiiral yung takot kaysa pag-iintindi.
Ang pinakamalaking pananakot nila yung tungkol sa kamatayan.
Yep, totoo po.
Question po. Question.
Sige po,
I
tita.
just want to share again dun sa mga, kasi yung terminology na hell na yan, it's confusing kasi sa mga tao because if you don't really know what it means, talagang tatakutin ka niya kasi yung tao kasi ano pa yan very ang tawag dito dahil materialistic pa ang tao, no, materialistic siya. So yung meaning ng hell is also materialistic. It becomes like kung aanuhin mo, it's like literal fire. Siyempre matatakot ka, literal fire yan. Kung ilalagay ka sa fire, mainit yan, susunugin ka. Kasi nga materialistic yung feeling, physical feeling. That's why the fear is there. Ngayon, just like nung na-discuss dun sa creational laws na consciousness development, kung titingnan mo that hell is figurative. It is kumbaga kung may layers yan, yung layers ng hell is just like we create our own hell, we create our own heaven. You know, because we are creational. We are creational energy, so we can create hell, we can create heaven, we can create the middle side too. So we create everything. Kaya yung mga taong sabi nilang nakaranas sila ng hell, their own spirit created that to experience it. And the purpose of experiencing that figurative hell is to know what is to be in it. It is not to stay in it. Kasi ang halimbawa, no, let's say you are in a very hard situation na you cannot get out. It's just like nasa prison ka. Emotionally you are being drained, no, very painful experiences. It seems like hell. You know, which is really hell. Kinreate na mismo ng creational energy mo yun is to experience, to learn. Right? So you were put in a particular situation that just without a key, you know, hindi ka makalabas, naging prisoner ka ng ganong sitwasyon sa matagal na panahon. It is really a hell. Kasi sinasabi nila, paano yung mga espiritong galagala? O bakit daw may mga espiritong galagala? Sabi ko kung nakagagala yun, malaya sila. Oh, kung nasa hell ka, hindi ka makakalabas sa hell kasi nasa fire ka eh. Oh. Ngayon, if kung nakakagala ka, meaning to say you can do what you want. It is the only thing here, if you are being imprisoned by your own hell creation, may dapat kang matutunan doon, which is emotional fire. Emotional fire. We do not know how to use our emotional energy. That's why we put ourselves in a very, very hard situation. Kapag nag-break ka sa boyfriend mo, kapag nag-fail ka sa ganito, we punish ourselves. We cannot accept the truth na ganito ganon, na hindi, akala mo yung boyfriend mo siya lang, wala nang iba, kaya gusto mo parang at the end of the world, you know. We don't realize that there are infinite chances to find someone else. And then kung halimbawa nag-fail ka, it's not the only project that you can turn to. There are many projects which you can choose from and start again. Yun. So because we don't want to get out of our own hell, what happens is we become molded into that hell na later on, ayoko na dito. I don't want here. I cannot be in this situation any minute, any second. I want to get out of it. And then you start to change. You realize you have the freedom to get out if you want to. So yung layers ng hell na yan, iba-iba yan. Iba yung layers ng hell. Kaya nga dun sa nakadiscuss doon, in the astral realm, which is equivalent to different wordings na ginagamit ng tao, doon makikita mo yung from hell to heaven, that hell itself, the spirit form has freedom to navigate from hell to heaven. Hindi siya pwedeng ma-stuck doon. Kung mai-stuck siya sa isang point ng hell na yon, that is its own creation, it's because it's of its willingness to stay there. Yeah. So if it is decided, so I don't want this experience anymore. I want to move up. Mag-move up siya. And then hanggang sa makarating siya doon, this is really good. O ngayon nandun siya, it is already in the in the really high point. And sabi niya, medyo nagsawa na ako dito. I want to experience the bottom again. It has the experience to go down again. Because it's a powerful creational form. It's a powerful spirit. That's the power of our spirit. It can do anything. If it's in the astral, imagine nga, just like in the dream nga, in the dream state, which is in the astral. In a second, nasa US ka, in another second, nasa Pilipinas ka. Ganun ang ka-powerful because you don't have to take your physical body.
Yeah.
So, ganun yung navigation ng heaven and hell, which is figurative. It's very quick if you want to go there. It's very intense compared to the ones that we experience. They're very intense, but then you can get out of it in a second if you want to. So ngayon, marami nang natututo sa mga tao through the internet. Marami yung mga nagre-reveal yung nakakaranas ng NDE, which is near-death experience. Pag nakarating sila, marami ang nakakarating sa heaven, konti lang ang sa hell. Ngayon, pero pagka humingi sila ng tulong, naliligtas naman sila. So meaning to say, they will not stay there. They will get out of that if they decided to. Tapos ngayon na marami nakakaano na, I was a recovering Catholic or whatever. Kasi yung tinuturo talaga ng pare, they are talagang malayo ang kahulugan. So naliligaw yung mga tao. That's why it's full of fear.
Yeah.
Full of fear na tao. But now, now people, a lot of people now, they no longer are afraid of death. They no longer are afraid of hell. And they know that they can create their own heaven. Heaven on earth or heaven in heaven. Kasi kung gusto mo gawing mahirap ang isang bagay, malaya ka eh. Kasi yun ang gusto mo eh. We have the freedom of choice. But then pagka nagbabalance din tayo, because if we abuse freedom, it's also not good. That's why we have the self-discipline. We need to combine it with the self-discipline, kasi kung puro ka naman puro nga kaginhawaan, later on ano matututunan mo pag hindi ka na nakaranas ng kahirapan, di ba? Yun lang, salamat.
Thank you po.
Yung ngayon, dahil
Lang po, tita. 2 minutes lang ano lang ako. Babaan nyo lang saglit. Continue yung discussion.
sige. So ngayon na tayo ay ng ganito, parang naiiba na rin yung mga advices natin sa ating kapwa. Parang ipinababahala natin na bahala ka kung yan ang makakabuti sa'yo, kung yan ang komportable sa'yo. Parang hindi na tayo nag-a-advise ng ganito ang gawin mo, ganito. Nagiging neutral na rin tayo at may kasamang respeto doon sa feelings ng isang tao na hindi mo pwedeng ipayo yung kung ano yung nararamdaman mo. Kasi iba yung feelings niya, iba yung feelings mo, iba yung nararanasan niya at that moment, iba naman yung sa'yo. So, nabago na yung mga advices, nabago na yung mga naririnig sa atin. At ang isang natutunan ko dito sa pag-aaral natin ay yung psyche, yung hindi nagki-cleanse tayo ng sarili nating psyche eh. So hindi na tayo magki-create ng negative psyche sa ating kapwa, maingat sa salita, maingat sa emotion, sa feelings, lalo na mga bata, yung mga bata na ang normal, ang traditional na ginagawa natin eh yung pagalitan sila, lagi silang no, mas marami yung no kaysa yes, hindi natin na-acknowledge yung creativity at individualism ng isang bata. Yun. So, yun natutunan ko dito na maging maingat, equal kahit sila ay bata. Kahit mga bata, lalo yung mga teenager na nagkakaroon ng transition sila, maging maingat tayo na hindi makakreate ng negative psyche sa kanila dahil dadalahin nila yon, and then in the future lilinisin din yon yung psyche na yon, like ng ginagawa natin ngayon na kumbaga parang huli na rin, parang medyo late na nalaman natin yon at ang dami na nating naipuno diyan sa psyche na yan ng ating pagkatao. So at the same time we are cleansing, and at the same time kung merong boundaries sa ating psyche, ganun din yung psyche natin sa ating kapwa. Yun lang, yun ang natutunan ko dito.
Okay.
Thank you po, thank you po, tita. Gusto ko lang din dagdagan about dun sa sinabi ni Tita Filipina. Naalala ko yung sinasabi ni Delbert. If I remember it correctly, itong God and Devil, parang nga sila, parang form of a scam. Parang nag-usap yung dalawa na sinasabi na huwag ka mag-alala kung magda-doubt yung tao sa'yo. Ako yung insurance policy mo, yung devil, na anytime they will doubt, meron ka agad default settings sa mind, you will burn in hell. So siya yung insurance policy. Oops, wag ako mag-doubt, balik ako kay God. So in a way, parang if you look in the bigger picture, parang nga siyang scam na itong dalawa, si God and the devil, at the back of the picture, magkaibigan yung dalawa na okay, you will be my insurance policy. So, in relation nga sa hell, yung heaven and hell, yes, a lot of people now are trying, recognizing na kasi this Bible or these religious scriptures, not only in Catholic or also in other religion, yung heaven and hell nila magkakatulad, may fire, may ganun, may lake of lava or something to inflict physical pain. Sabi ko, paano nila na-discover spirit na nga, ganun. So now, mga tao is trying to recognize this is parang fiction or it's a myth just to, karoon ng scare. So now, we can create this heaven on hell sa mind natin, dito pa sa earth. If you want to live your life correctly, yes, you will encounter hardship, But it is not hell. It is part of learning how to to face the trial, and eventually it will lead you to the rightful heaven, the correct way of life. So you will struggle at first because yung heaven na yan, yung goal ng heaven na yan here on earth, yun naman yun yung parang heaven ka agad na you are living in the false paradise. You have to work on it. You work hard on it to achieve it. So doon mo ma-appreciate yung pinaghirapan mo na ito na yung bunga ng heaven mo. Doon naman sa gusto maka-experience ng hell, ayaw mag-work out to reach the good life. They will experience an everyday life of hell kasi ayaw nila mag-strive. Na-stuck up lang sila doon, may stagnation. So anong price ng stagnation? Hindi ka lumalaban sa buhay, hindi ka lumalaban ng patas. So left and right, you will experience the hell, the so-called hell. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. So, yun po sa akin. And if there are others who wants to share before I move on.
Question.
Si Sor may tanong.
Yun po, Tito.
Medyo nawala na nga kanina. Gaganda ng paliwanag ni Sister Philippines. Pag dito, yung bandang sa baba, nabasa ko kanina. Ito, teka, babalikan ko dito sa copy ko.
Dito, human being.
But, ayan. Medyo matindi yung dating na yan, ano. So, ang iniisip ko lang, kung sakali man ba na dumating tayo sa punto ng yung totally, yung nasa babang portion na yan, maile-level up na ba natin yung sarili natin to the next level ng makakapunta tayo sa another stage ng yung planeta or susunod na kung ano ba yung higher being natin, parang ganun.
Sa akin, ang pagkaintindi ko dyan, yung gauge na sinasabi na this level lies where he or she really knows is parang darating ka sa
yung
point.
bandang baba kasi and only when the human being has reached this level, he can understand the love, harmony, and the truly knowledge, and the true truth and wisdom. Sa palagay mo ba, mali-level up na tayo in that sense, na makakarating ka sa like kung ano yung susunod na level na we're supposed to be not like yung human earth, parang ganun. Meron ba tayong susunod na level dito? Like another planet? Paano ba nakarating ang mga Pleiadian sa kalagayan nila? Ganun. Kasi
kung
emphasize
tatanungin
dito yung totoong pag-aaral ng katotohanan hanggang sa matagpuan mo daw yung tunay na pag-ibig, di ba? At saka yung wisdom na yan. Sa tingin nyo ba, level up na tayo?
Sa akin, yung ano ko dyan, ang personal thinking ko dyan, may dalawang sagot ako dyan. Yes, magle-level up tayo. And based doon sa contact report, may sinasabing the Great Migration, yung the year 3999. So doon sa 399 na yun, yung mga devoted sa mission na sinasabi ni Billy, I think 100 plus ata yun sila, 100,000 creational energy form. Yung mga yun, some of them will go to another planet to further their evolution. Yung iba, if I remember correctly, they will go to the half material, half spiritual form. So dalawa yung pagpupuntahan nun. Yung isa mapupunta sa ibang planet kasi yung challenges nila dito sa Earth parang natapos na. So yung ano nila is next o study or next challenges or next evolution is from another planet. So yung mga hindi nakasama dun sa Great Migration, we will be here on Earth to further more our learning. So yes, you can go to another planet, but we don't have that assurance kung kasama tayo dun sa 100 plus something na Great Migration. So may tanong nga dun sa mga tawag dito, yung vlog na paano yung ganyang sitwasyon yung kung hindi ka kasama dun sa Great Migration. So may mga sumasagot. It's okay kung dito ka sa Earth at it's more on learning. Parang it's okay din kasi kung hindi mo man ma-attain yung yung requirement na maging half material form ka or mapunta ka sa another planet for another deeper learning, it's still life goes on. Parang hindi dinideprive sa iyo yung yung pag-evolve. So you will still arrive doon pa rin sa half material. Yun lang nga, meron lang na ahead sa iyo. Siguro dahil may mga factors na hindi mo pa masyadong naintindihan yung creational teaching. So it doesn't mean that you are in a disadvantage. Kasi si creation naghihintay lang naman yan neutral. So you don't have to think that or compare mo yung sarili mo na, uy, ba't nauna siya or ganun. Kasi it's our own battle. It's your own personal battle, your own personal growth, how you move yourself. Kasi pag kinompare mo yung sarili mo sa iba, we don't know the other person, ano yung mga battles niya na pinagdaanan. Kasi hindi kayo magkakatulad ng mga battles or pinag-umpisahan. So it is para sa akin, very wrong to compare yourself na, uy, nauna siya. Kasi madidepress ka lang, mapoprostrate ka lang, magkakaroon ka ng comparison. So you have to focus, yun na lang sa'yo. Kasi itong creational teaching na to, it's more about you, how you push yourself. So you don't have to look on others. You just need to strive for yourself. Eventually, you will reach there. Kasi yun nga, 40 to 60 million years yan ang binibigay sa'yo. Yun
Yan.
lang po.
Yeah. Para sa akin naman,
Ako
yung
muna.
hin-
Ako muna.
Sige.
Relevant sa tanong ni Sore. Ang
Okay.
tanong ni Sore, magle-level up ba tayo? Ang pinag-uusapan natin, evolution eh. Ang primary concern natin is perfection, ideally. Pero sinasabi rin ng material, imposibleng marating ang perfection. What we could only attain is relative perfection. So, any effort na gagawin natin for all evolution that we will attain ay mayroong limit. In between now and that relative perfection, merong changes. Yung totoo yun yung nabanggit ni nabasa ko rin yung binanggit ni Richie na semi-material spiritual situation. Meron pang 7 levels yan eh. Arhat at Tersata is the first eh. Meron pa nung pinakamataas na hindi ko natatanda kung ano pangalan nun eh. So, in
Pitali.
terms of petale, yeah, yes, thank you, Richie. So, ang point dyan, bawat isang level na yan, may mga period necessary to be able to attain them. So, ang tanong is, magle-level up ba? Yes. How soon? 40 to 60 million years. Where to, several levels ang available. And anong final destination? Relative perfection. Kung hindi naman marating yung tinatawag na relative perfection at dumating na yung panahon ng stage of destruction ng ating universe, kung ano ang kinalalagyan natin at that time, mabubura lang lahat yan. Makakasama lang tayo doon sa madi-destroy. And afterwards, magbubuo na naman ng panibagong universe. In the meantime, sa ngayon, pwedeng mangyari rin sa atin na kagaya ng nagawa ng mga Peace at saka ng mga Lyran at mga Vegas na nagkaroon sila ng space travel. Kung nagawa nila yun, hindi malayo magagawa rin natin. Ang tanong na lang dyan ano ang ating pangkasalukuyang pangangailangan? Siguro doon tayo muna i-focus natin doon yung ating attention na ano ang next step na magagawa natin para masabi naman natin na sa sarili natin na yung particular endeavor na yun, ay masasabi mo, hindi mo na pinaniniwalaan na, kundi alam mo na, marunong ka na dun sa parte na yun. Hindi ka na kailangang mag-imagine kasi kita mo na naranasan mo na Pero hindi ibig sabihin na mayroon ka ng narating na nalaman mo ay alam mo na lahat. Kasi darating din dun sa point na meron ka pang ibang dapat na alamin. So level up, yes. Stagnation, yes. Destruction, yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you po. Thank you po, Kuya. Tita Helen, nagtaas po kayo ng kamay.
Oo. So, naman, dahil nga ang itinuturo sa atin ay yung 7 affirmation din na namumuhay ako sa pag-ibig, kapayapaan, kalayaan, pagkakasundo, kagaanan, kalusugan at kagalakan, ay level-level din yan. Kumbaga, yung merong mababaw ang kaligayahan, pero nasumpungan din niya yung kaligayahan na yon, yung kagalakan na yon, yung kagaanan. Nagkaroon din siya ng ganon, unburdened. Pero meron pang mas nakahigit doon sa ibang mga human being. So maaaring makasama yon sa Great Migration, pero ang importante, namumuhay tayo dito sa 7 ito, madala man tayo, makasama man tayo doon sa 100,000, it doesn't matter, no? It doesn't matter as long as namumuhay tayo ng merong nakakahigit kaysa atin. Tayo, kung nasumpungan natin yung first level, well, good. At least, nakasimula tayo. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you po, Tita. So, meron pa bang gustong mag-share? Almost time up na din kasi medyo mahaba tong 358. So, siguro we can discuss this on the next session.
Pakibasa na lang yung text ni Jaycon, parang niya. Total patapos
Meron pa
na
lang.
tayo, hindi na tayo magbabasa ng next page. Parang siguro sharing niya. Or kung gusto mo naman, Bunso, ikaw na ang magbabasa.
Basahin ko. From Jaycon. Pero ano po yung mag-fusion na tayo sa nature kapag po na-attain na natin ang perfection? Ito siguro, Jaycon, yung sinasabi mong one day, mag-merge na tayo sa creation. Yun na yung the great contraction. Yun na yung mayroon siyang sleeping period. So, pag mag-start ng mag-contract yung universe, ang pagkaintindi ko is yun na yung time na mag-i-sleep over na siya. So, mag-merge tayo doon sa creation na yun kasi mag-i-sleep na siya. And then, pag another Big Bang nun, ang pagkaintindi ko yata is nasa nasa level na tayo ng Arahat at Arsata that time. Yun na yung natin. Next level up. So, another level up nun, may 7 nun, papunta naman yun ng Pitale. Medyo mahabang yun, may mga level. Kumbaga sa Arahat at Arsata, may 7 pa yan. May 7 na level yan. Hindi lang makita yung talagang description. Tapos mag-move naman siya to another second level. Tapos dun sa second level, may sa loob dun may naman siya, levels din nun until you will go sa Pitale. So, yun, I hope nasagot ko yung tanong mo, Jaycon.
Okay, sumakto na tayo sa oras. Bali, humindo tayo ng anong page dyan? Ay, anong number na?
Dapat 358 na tayo. Nag-stop na siya 357.
Page
Sa 358.
50.
Okay, maraming salamat po. At tawag dito, kasi kontrolado ko lang din yung time ng lakad ko. At i-stop na po natin by 7 o'clock. Thank you, Pilipinas, sa iyong pagdalaw.
Salamat.
Thank you.
Oo.
By the way,
Yan,
saan
Maraming
baka-attend po
salamat,
kayo.
everybody.
Next
saan ka
time
nga
po,
pala
Pilipina.
naka-base?
Ah?
Saan ka naka-base?
At the moment, nasa Western Australia ako.
Oh,
Sa Narrowing.
yeah. Ano ba yung
Down under.
ng Western?
Well,
Anong
it's the same time zone sa Philippines.
Happy birthday to
whose
you.
birthday?
Happy
Tita Filipina.
birthday to you.
Oh, you're on
Tita
August.
Filipina's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Filipinas. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Ano
Happy
exact
Creation
birthday mo
Day.
ngayon?
Salamat. No, that was yesterday. It's 21st.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Holiday ng Pilipinas pala birthday mo.
Which is what also the passing of my husband, remember? And because we know we're studying the creational laws, we see the positive side of the passing. Yeah.
And that's good. That's good. Yes.
Thank you po sa inyong lahat hanggang sa muli. By the way,
Bukas.
tawag dito, mayroon na tayong 24 videos sa YouTube channel natin. Inaantay ko na lang yung go signal ni Renz kung ano ang balak niyang gawin dito. Kung ibibigay ba sa atin minsanan yung YouTube channel pati or tawag dito, expose ng pa isa-isa or something ganun. Wino-workout na kasi namin ni Renz eh. Meron na ako na-upload na 24 YouTube. Okay, antabayanan nyo na lang. Medyo, yung date lang is kasi ang pag-upload pa isa-isa din, isang araw isa. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Anong pangalan ng channel, Makadiwa?
Hindi po. Sa Pigo din po. Pigo din po ang pangalan niya. Pigo Philippines.
Ah, okay. Sige, search namin.
Kung pwedeng mabigay yung sige, hanapin na lang.
Salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Talong sa lahat. I hope
Hanggang sa
maka-attend kayo.
muli.
Salamat.
Bukas
Maganda.
yung fluidal. Bukas po, fluidal
Oo.
energies.
Oo.
All the
nga.
best. Yeah.
Sige.
Attend ka
Salamat.
ulit Pilipinas tomorrow.
Send ka ulit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll try tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah.
Salamat.
Thank you so much, Filipinas.
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Oo. Sige,
Take care,
Salome.
everybody. Shalom, everybody.
Bye-bye.